Hello, A-Framers. Well, today I wanted to make a quick video about a fairly significant update that we've made to the system, and it involves team members or users and managed agents and contacts. Before this update, when you added a new user to the system, there was no associated contact record, so you really had to add the person twice. You would add them to your admin team members area, and then you also would add them to the contact database, and then you had to update two different locations. Not ideal, clearly. We have fixed that problem, and now whenever you add a new team member, there is an associated contact record with that person. So just to demonstrate briefly, if I click on a username, I've got all the options that I'm used to on the user side of things. But if I want to edit the actual contact information, email company, broker license, different things, I click Edit Contact, and this will take me directly to a contact detail record. And this record is just like any contact in your system. The only difference is A-Frame knows it's a team member and will display that here at the top. So this is where we can change all the information, name, middle name, last name, job title, company, etc. And the other nice thing, other than deduplicating efforts for updating contact information, is now we can take notes on particular users. And this might be especially useful for some of you who, let's say your primary agent or managed agent has a preferred title company, or you want to store maybe some username and passwords or access to different sites. You can actually now take notes here in this section. And you can access those notes in a transaction. Let's take a look at what that looks like. So if I go back to the dashboard, I'm going to click into a transaction. And if I go to the Participants tab, you'll notice that this has changed slightly. We actually now, under each primary agent, co-agent, TC1 and 2, include the information for the chosen person, which I think makes this a little bit easier. We've also added a number of convenient drop-downs like copy, create emails. We also have the same for phone numbers, and then of course the copy the broker and personal business license for each user. But the one thing I really wanted to point out was this new icon with the contact notes. So just like you can take notes under a task, an attachment, or a date, you can now actually take notes under the participants or contacts. And so you'll notice I've clicked on Burton Rhodes. This had a note in there which says he prefers the title company Chicago Title. So this really makes it convenient on taking notes on different participants in the transaction. So I could obviously add any note I want. I'll just add this real quick. And you'll notice I've got a history that starts to take place here. If there's an important note that I wanted to keep top of mind, you can pin these notes just like you can for a contact. And so some of these can stay top of mind if you want that to happen. And again, you can add notes not only to this top section, but also any other participant that you add to the transaction. So if I want to take a note on John and Jane Doe, this would actually store a particular note under that contact record, which hopefully will be a little bit more convenient for you guys. Last but not least, we did make a couple of changes to or additions to the merge field codes. And if I just sort of expand this a little bit, we've added what have we added? We've added the middle name. So if you need to insert a middle name, you can do that. We've also added the job title um, merge field code, and we've added a team name. So there's also a contact team name um, merge field code you can see here that you can enter into any of your email templates. So that might be helpful for some of you. The last thing I will point out is in the system we had to create contact records for all of your existing users in the system. So there are, for example, let's say this managed agent Chris Johnson. If you have already added Chris Johnson to your database, there will most likely be two Chris Johnsons now in your system. Unfortunately, that was the side effect. We just were not able to, correctly 100% of the time identify which contact would go with which managed agent or standard user. So if you do find that that's the case, you can use our merge contact feature. So for example, if I came in here and searched for, let's just say Burton Rhodes, and I see that I've got, okay, these two records are actually the same, then I can go ahead and click on both of those, click Edit and Merge Contacts, and these will merge the two contacts together, and it will um, keep the team member status so that you don't lose that associated contact in the user. Last thing I will point out is now that we tied contacts to actual agents or TCs, what have you, you'll notice that you can see all of the transactions for this particular primary agent. So when I click on that, we've got over 1,000 transactions for this particular agent. It used to only show if they were a participant, not a primary co or a TC1, TC2. So that is one of a side benefit from this new feature. Okay, hopefully this is helpful to many of you. Of course, if you have questions, you can always reach out to us at support@aframesoftware.com. Thanks.